indoor plants are simply not very fashionable anymore. If you open any of the really good design magazines or whatever and look at the beautiful interiors, well, very rarely are there any indoor plants at all. But you can use indoor plants very well. In fact, the way to go is to have an interior garden. Now, this is one here that's gone rather terribly wrong. You'll notice that you've got this sort of black area that's cut out and a few pots shoved in it, but you can hardly get at them. There's this thing in the way here, and the end result is they're not very well watered, and they look ugly anyway. It's a horrible thing. Yet, you might notice out there you've got glass bricks and things, so it's potentially quite a good area for growing plants. So this can be fixed. Well, the first thing to do, obviously, is to remove all of the plants. After that, we're going to have a go here. I've already got most of the screws out at removing this. This little bit of balustrading in the front here was put in when their kids were young to stop the kids falling into this area. And theoretically, they tell me it is removable. Now, I don't know. We're going to have to try. How far can he fall? Oh, gee. Maybe the whole piece comes out. Yeah, it's screwed into the ground at 2 points. Well, I think we might try. This is plan B. We now might try. This is what you're always doing when you're doing renovations to the home. Most of us use a screwdriver, not some sort of machine. And you have to make do with whatever's happening or whatever you've got. Well, they come out quickly. Now, theoretically, again, this whole unit is just going to simply lift out. Oh, yes. Now, having got that out of the way, that opens up and looks rather nice. Now, it might look just clear, but we've actually done a lot while you weren't looking. Now, you remember earlier in the show, we did that hydroponic setup, the auto pot system. That was where we had all those kitchen pots and we did the other potted plants and so on. Now, what we've done is run through under the house in conduit another line to this. Now, believe it or not, this is one giant hydroponic setup, believe it or not. It's called a capillary tray, put out by the same mob. And what it does, in the bottom here, you've actually got water, and there's one of those smart valves. Now, under this bit here, there's another one of those smart valves, an automatic system that feeds the plants on demand, pipe through the back. Now, the way this works is every so often it fills this, and then this matting acts like blotting paper, and the water comes up and it forms a film of water here. Now, you then put this on top. This black thing on top is more just to keep it clean. But this now creates an automatic watering setup for our indoor plants. So we're now going to bring them in. What we've done, we've modified our indoor plant pots by putting a whole series more drain holes in the bottom so that there's plenty of good contact through this. And in fact, can you see that, Mitch? When I press down just on that there, much as a pot would, see how you've got a wet spot there? Yes. And that's what the pots will do. Thank you, Mitch. And that's what the pots will do. And the effect we will create here will be fantastic, and it's fully automatic, more or less forever. Now, every plant has a back and a front, and I've put that one in back to front. In other words, there's a lush side and a horrible side. It's horrible sides facing the visitors. Well, this is the last one. Let's come back. Now, I think that's pretty special. That's certainly a heck of a lot better than it looked originally. These are aglaonemas or aglaonemas, or however you want to pronounce it. They're extremely hardy plants. Remember, this is an automatic watering system. Now, you might remember earlier in the program when we did the deck, I mentioned that I wasn't giving the plants quite enough fertiliser. This system not only waters the these indoor plants, gives them fertiliser, but indoor plants don't need a lot. So the system is only giving small amounts of fertilisers, and that's why we're supplementing out on the deck a little bit. But gee whiz, you imagine, Mitch, come back out the door. And so we're walking in, we're guests, we haven't been here before. Here we come, my golly. I'm tripping on the things. My golly, these people are fantastic with their plants. Fully automatic, nothing to do. Bob's your uncle.
Oh, I think Ralph's making a bed for himself. Isn't it good? We're out of the rain now under the tree. No, it's still pouring down. Well, what did you think about that indoor plant makeover? You really can make indoor plants look good, but you have to regard them as being like furniture. Invest a little bit of money and make them sort of create a statement in the house, and then they really are worth having. Now, coming up after the break, we'll be visiting with Amanda Vanstone in South Australia.